second and perhaps final addendum to my one-part series with 4 parts, WOTM, Religion Makes People Stupid Evidence, we're going to look at Cameron's professional arguments for the existence of the Christian God as presented in peer-reviewed journals. First, it must be noted that peer review in non-science journals can be as nominal as a couple of people in the field glancing at a paper and recommending it for publication. Peer review in such publications is not necessarily about fact-checking any of the claims or arguments made within the paper. And in terms of demonstrating the existence of a God, especially a very specific God, what claims are there to be fact-checked or reviewed? If there are no experiments detailed in these papers to test the arguments, providing some actual data to be examined, then there's really nothing to review other than the structure of the arguments and maybe, I don't know, the grammar, the punctuation, maybe the syntax. It should also be noted that there are serious problems with the peer review system for scientific journals, which are empirically based. So one can only imagine the problems with peer review lurking in non-scientific fields and journals, especially philosophy and theology. Sixth, who are these people making these professional arguments pointed to by Cameron? Joshua Rasmussen is a philosopher of religion. Christopher Gregory Weaver is a philosopher of religion. T. Ryan Byerly is a philosopher of religion, as is James Anderson, Richard Swinburne, Robin Collins, and Philip Talon. I'm reminded of Mark Twain's comment regarding the 8 witnesses to the Book of Mormon, 3 of whom were Joseph Smith and his 2 brothers, and the other 5 were either Whitmers or married to Whitmers. I could not feel more satisfied and at rest if the entire Whitmer family had testified. Philosophers of religion working at religious institutions where loyalty oaths are required, publishing in peer-reviewed journals of said religious institutions. Wow! I could not feel more satisfied and at rest if the Pope himself had vouched for these philosophical arguments. Of course, even then, they still wouldn't constitute actual evidence. For the record, Cam, my buddy Aaron Ra has a terrific definition of evidence. Not mere candidate evidence, but actual evidence. A body of objectively verified facts that are positively indicative of and or exclusively concordant with a hypothesis over any other. When you get some of that, let me know. Let us all know. Finally, regarding Cameron's cumulative case, a number of viewers pointed out that speculative arguments plus more speculative arguments don't add up to actual evidence. A little more brutal was this: lots of bad arguments plus lots of bad arguments does not equal a good argument. And I might add, a good argument is still not evidence. My old buddy Lordship Mayhem pointed out that most of the different sources Cameron mentions in making his cumulative case are also speculative and or merely conceptual. Philosophy, metaphysics, aesthetics, ethics, etc. And the 2 scientific fields he mentions, physics and cosmology, deal only with the natural world, rendering them entirely unable to provide evidence of the supernatural or supernatural beings. If you really believe your Bible, Cam, God is neither unable nor unwilling to make himself known. God created our entire universe from nothing. He kept the waters of the Red Sea at bay. He held the sun in the sky, healed the sick, and raised the dead, like right in front of everybody. Your God, Cam, had no aversion in the past to providing evidence of his existence or his power. Of course, that all took place long before the advent of fact-checkers and cell phone video. But really, who needs such extravagant demonstrations when you have philosophers of religion making speculative philosophical arguments in peer-reviewed theological journals, right? Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.
satire comes in lots of flavors. There's the amped up, overtuned feeding frenzy of mockery kind. And then there's satire that leaves you laughing and thinking as a result. That's what the Mr. Deity channel's all about.